Welcome to English Competence Improvement. Grade 5 Exercise Discussion. Essay Easy Way Improving Your English Skill. Listening Exercise. Please listen to the conversation about family activities carefully and then answer the question using the sentences bank, crayon, cousin, paper, she watched television, she rode her bicycle, glue, a building, a teacher, at school, a house, an animal.
Welcome home, Dad.
Oh, Emily, how are you today?
Fine.
Good, and how was school today?
Really fun.
Good, and what did you do?
We made things.
Like what types of things did you make?
We made books.
You made books, okay. And what else?
We made paper kangaroos.
You made paper kangaroos. Okay, and what did you need to make your paper kangaroos? What kind of supplies did you need?
We used crayons, paper, glue, and we had to follow directions.
Well, good. And what did you do after school?
We went home, played games.
And then Mom said that you went to the junior high school.
I rode my bike in the tennis court.
Did you go by yourself?
I went with the whole family, and we went with Nathan, Sarah, Rachel,
You went with your cousins.
and my mom.
Well, that's great. Well, let's get ready for dinner.
Okay.
Question number 1. Besides paper books, what did the little girl make with paper at school? Answer: an animal. Question number 2. What did the girl use? Mention 3. Answer: crayon, paper and glue. Question number 3. What did the girl do after school beside playing games? Answer: she rode bicycle. Question number 4. With whom did the girl play at her school? Answer: cousin. Question number 5. Where does this conversation most probably take place? Answer: at a house. Grammar section. One. Write the sentences of simple past tense subject adverb to add object, subject to be was or were add adjective or adverb or noun. The sentences: she read a book, she didn't read a book. Write the sentences using modal, subject had must or should or may or will or can adverb 1 add object. The sentences: she must read a book to find the answer. 2. Write question using WH question based on the answer. A. Answer: I will study at home for 2 weeks. Question: how long will you study at home? B. Answer: we do the task from the teacher. Question: what do you do at home? 3. Write sentences using comparative and superlative degree using the word in the table. Comparative: clever. Subject had to be add an adjective clever add or add than. I'm cleverer than my sister. Superlative: expensive. Subject had to be add the most add adjective expensive add than. This bag is the most expensive bag that I have. 4. Write sentences using preposition. Preposition on for day, month. On Sunday I have sport with my family. Preposition in front of. I plant fruit in front of my house. 5. What time is it? A. 10:15. It is 10:15. B. 09:00. It is 9 o'clock. Reading section. From one to many. We know that living things, humans, plants and animals, die one day. Suppose you have a vase with roses and sunflowers. The flower will wilt and wither away in a few days. Then how we find flowers to put in our vase the next day? How are there enough roses at the florist every day if all these roses die? The answer is pretty simple. Plants, animals and human beings all reproduce. So, even when the particular flower or birds dies, the species as whole continues to live because there are many others of the same kind. Reproduction is essential to the survival of all species. Without it, they would perish. Imagine if everyone in the world decided not to have children. There would come a time when no human being are left on Earth. Where are babies from? Reproduction. And production is the process by which living things are created. Two kinds of reproduction are sexual and asexual. Asexual reproduction is the process in which one organism produces a copy of itself without the help of another organism. For example, a bacteria can split into two cells on its own. Tulips can reproduce through bulbs and strawberries through stems. Sexual reproduction involves two individuals of the opposite sex, male and female, who come together to produce an offspring. Just as human beings have two parents, most animals and many plants do too. Asexual reproduction. When the organism reproduces on its own, it creates a copy of itself. Let's see how this happens in onion and potatoes. If you leave the potato out for a few days, it begins to develop new stems or sprouts from its eyes. Each of these sprouts can become a new potato plant. And each of these new plants will be identical to the parents. What about onions? An onion is a bulbs or an underground stem. Smaller bulbs from at the bottom of the bulb and can give rise to new plants. Sexual reproduction. Do you ever find your parents arguing over who you resemble more? Your mother might say that you have her eyes. Your father might say you are tall like him. Sexual reproduction produces offspring that have some of the characteristic of both parents but are not identical to either of them. Sexual reproduction happens in the plants, animals, insects, and fish. Mammals, such as human beings, dogs, cats, and hippos can give birth to live young offspring. Other animals like pigeons and lizards lay eggs. Answer the following question correctly. Question number 1. What is this passage mainly about? Answer: sexual and asexual reproduction. Question number 2. Onion reproduce asexually. What evidence from the text supports this conclusion? Answer: smaller bulblets form at the bottom of the bulb and can give rise to the new plants. Question number 3. Why doesn't sexual reproduction produce identical offspring? Answer: sexual reproduction does not produce identical offspring because two parents are involved, so the offspring will inherit characteristics from both parents. Question number 4. If an organism is an exact copy of its parent, what can be inferred about that organism? Answer: it reproduces asexually. That's the end of exercise discussion. See you.